Today is the spring equinox, which officially marks the end of winter and the beginning of spring. This winter has been particularly harsh, being the coldest and the longest, according to the Met Office, since 1963. But at last, the long cold winter seems to be behind us, and we can all return to pleasures of the beautiful open countryside of Derbyshire. Once again, we can gaze across ancient manorial land to the ruins of Wingfield Manor, seen here from footpath 42, where it crosses the 18th fairway of Shirland Golf Course. And to welcome in the spring season, the sun is shining brightly, and the Salisbury branch of the British Horse Society are celebrating the occasion by riding through Shirland, along Pit Lane and onto the beautiful bridleway that is Sheep Lane. But first, the horses and their riders have to cross the tarmac golf course car park, which was laid across the bridleway several years ago, before entering the wonderful canopied bridleway with ancient birch trees on either side. The horses can be seen meandering down Sheep Lane to Sixway Junction with the ancient shearing stones, where the footpaths from Hallfield Gate and the Amber Hotel, Shirland Church and Lower Delvers converge with the ancient bridleway. The development proposal is for this part of Sheep Lane to be completely destroyed, to make an access road onto the landfill site, to then make a driving range, and eventually to become the new entrance to the Shirland Golf Club. This is also a very popular focal point for ramblers and dog walkers, who often meet here before setting off in all directions, walking through the beautiful Derbyshire countryside. But as we now know, these footpaths and the ancient bridleway are under serious threat of being lost forever should the proposed golf course development get the green light from Derbyshire County Council and North East Derbyshire District Council. Instead of seeing this in the near future, you could be seeing this. These are known as gabions, which are wire cages filled with rocks, secured together, stacked one on top of another to retain the landfill. The retaining wall, seen here, is roughly 3 to 4 metres high. The one used to retain the proposed new driving range could be over 4 times this height. During the winter months, the SHOAL Action Group, on behalf of all residents in the Shirland, Higham and Oakerthorpe area who are against the proposed development, have been very busy contacting numerous councils and organisations who, we believe, may assist us in our endeavours to prevent the proposed landfill from going ahead. Our first success regards the need for an EIA, or Environmental Impact Assessment. In a letter sent from the consultants, Messrs Ian Hewitt Associates, to the Planning Officer of DCC's Head of the Environment Services, they claimed, and I quote, "A request for an EIA is not justified," unquote, and gave their reasons for this statement. Following pressure from SHOAL onto various councils and environmental organisations, the developments have since been officially advised by the Derbyshire County Council that an independent EIA screening opinion for the proposed development will be required and must be submitted at the same time as their development application. The cost of an independent EIA has to be met by the development proposer. SHOAL Action Group had also believed it had been successful, through actions taken by Shirland and Higham Parish Council, in ensuring TPOs, or tree protection orders, were placed on several trees on the proposed development site. We are particularly concerned about the 5 old oak trees and 4 ancient birch trees which we wish to save with TPOs to prevent them being cut down and removed. A tree survey was duly undertaken by a DCC tree inspector, and although the Shirland and Higham Parish Council were advised by DCC that TPOs had been raised, as of today no such TPOs have been issued. Questions are now being asked as to why this has not taken place. A conservationist contact of SHOAL believes that the 3 very old and decaying oak trees along the footpath leading to the Amber Hotel, which was once the rail track from Shirland coal pit, should definitely be protected due to them being a summer nursery for bats that roost over the winter in Lower Delvis farm buildings. The action to officially prove this fact is ongoing. On the 1st of October 2009, SHOAL removed a sample of water from the man-made irrigation pond, due to be filled in the proposed development, and it was sent for analysis to the laboratory at Derby University. Contrary to Mr. Colton's statement at our first residents' meeting in September 2009, the university confirmed that the pond water is not contaminated and therefore can maintain life. In fact, mating toads have recently been seen in the pond, which have yet to be identified. Further detailed inspection and analysis of the pond life and water will be undertaken in the independent EIA. Footpath 42 runs from between Upper and Lower Delvis farms, across the 18th and 16th fairways and down to the 6-way junction, passing directly through the man-made pond. Footpath 42 is shown here on Hewitt's original scoping document that he sent to North East Derbyshire District Council, which they required to be rerouted. This footpath is also marked on current Ordnance Survey maps and even appears on this map dated 1899, some 80 years or so before the pond was constructed. The footpath is completely overgrown at the lower end, and SHOAL is fighting to get this footpath fully reopened and signposted by the Derbyshire County Council's Rights of Way officer, Miss Angela Stanfield, hopefully passing around the pond for future use by foot traffic, ramblers and local dog walkers. In this regard, SHOAL have been partially successful, as in early April 2010 Derbyshire County Council erected a new footpath sign at the point where footpath 42 leaves Pit Lane between Upper and Lower Delvis farms and crosses the golf course. The sign marking the route from 6-way junction to Upper and Lower Delvis is still to be erected, and the lower end to be reopened to allow safe passage.
According to the latest edition